Blessed to have part of my family here this morning. Others couldn't come. And you know something? There are things that Daddy can do that can affect children, grandchildren. And I'm also just remind us, be careful what we use as a stumbling block or a hindrance, because God can still move it. While we're waiting, what we do next is crucial. Where's Moses? I mean, why is he gone so long? Where's he at? Aaron, you're going to have to do something, because look, we need gods to worship. That this man Moses that led us out of Egypt, look, we don't know what's happened to him. We need something to worship. They had something to worship, and it was God. They failed to. And I'll remind us of something this morning. Regardless of man, God always is. And that's what's so wonderful. He's always God. Regardless of what man does, He's always God. And He's consistent. And I'm going to tell you something. He is worthy to praise, adore, trust, serve. He's worthy of all of it. Aaron says, I tell you what, break off all your earrings of your wives, your sons, your daughters, and bring them to me. So they began to take all of that off, and they bring it to Aaron. It must have been a pretty good bit of it, and I don't know how big the molten calf was, but it was big enough that they were satisfied. And I'm going to tell you something. When they brought it there, he said, tomorrow's a day of offering unto the Lord and feast, and what we're going to do. And you know what they did? They rose up early. And they offered their burnt offerings, and they offered their peace offerings. And then they sat down. And I want to remind us of something this morning. We better be careful where we sit down. You know what happens sometimes when we sit down? My mother's always said, she said, I believe there is a button in this recliner, because as soon as I sit down in it, my eyelids get heavy and they close. Y'all ever have a problem with that? You want me to tell you what happens when we sit down? We get lax. We get relaxed.